Hello everybody. Today we're going to be continuing the challenge of basically every time Mario jumps in Mario 64, we're going to be reading a sentence off of the Super Mario 64 Wikipedia page. And we're going to be picking up where I left off, which is going back into Baam Battlefield. Also, yes, sorry for background noise because I'm in the basement and my dad is doing some stuff. He's cleaning up, but I'm just gonna hide the Wikipedia page and then we're gonna do the first. Actually, yeah, we can just unhide it because we have to jump to. Okay, I screwed up. All right, we'll read another. We'll do the starting sentence because I jumped by accident. But okay, so some power stars only appear after completing certain tasks, often hinted at by the name of the course. Okay, so actually we have to go backflip into the painting. And okay, next sentence. These challenges include collecting 100 yellow coins or 8 red coins on a stage, defeating a boss, racing an opponent, and solving puzzles. Okay. Okay, so I might wait to do the 8 red coins because I think it would make more sense to just do them when I'm doing the 100 coin star. So like therefore, I'm probably just gonna go and get the star behind the gate here. So we'll do this, and then once we have like the wing cap, then I'll probably come back. I'm getting hit. Alright, I screwed up. Next sentence. It says, the final level of the game is blocked by endless stairs, similar to the Penrose stairs concept, but Mario can bypass them by collecting 70 power stars. Yeah. The endless stars, or endless stairs are pretty cool. The music in the endless stairs before collecting 70 power stars resembles a shepherd's scale. Okay, yeah, I didn't know that. I'm probably gonna get hit by the chain chomp next, but okay, so there are many hidden mini courses on the other side within the castle, which may contain extra power stars required for the full completion of the game. Alright. We just see this now. That's it. That was weird. Just because the camera's inside of the chain chomp there. Alright. Okay, let's get this star. Okay, so if the player returns to the game after collecting all 120 power stars, Yoshi can be found on the roof of Princess Peach's castle, who will give the player a message from the developers accompanied by 100 extra lives and an improved triple jump. Okay, I knew about the 100 lives, but I did not know you get an improved triple jump. Alright, so yeah, I'll probably go over to Wom's Fortress now. Because, yeah, we want to get the wing cap before we go back in there for a 100 coin star. Alright, going into the second course. Okay, reacting to the star power, the door slowly opens. Alright, let's just do a simple jump into the painting. Okay, the plot. Princess Peach uses a letter to invite Mario to come to her castle for a cake she has baked for him. Yeah, there's a, well, I guess they haven't said that yet on the Wikipedia page. Okay, so this text box reads, "Hello, the Wikipedia, or the the Lakitu brothers, cutting in with a live update on Mario's progress. He's about to learn a technique for sneaking up on enemies. The trick is this: he has to walk very slowly in order to walk quietly. In wrapping up filming techniques reported on earlier, you can take a look around by tilting the R analog stick Pull the R analog stick back to view it in action from a distance. When you can't move the camera any farther, the buzzer will sound. This is the Lakitu Brothers signing off. Alright. See, I could dive at this piranha plant, but I'm not going to do the 100 coin star right now. Let's just go up to the top and defeat the big womp. So when he arrives, Mario discovers that Bowser has invaded the castle and imprisoned the princess and her servants within its walls. Okay, servants is like a weird name for toads. I've never heard them being referred to as that before. Okay, using the powers of the castle's 120 power stars. I mean, I guess toads are like servants, but I don't know. Okay, I'll just let Mario stand there. Alright, so the power stars are hidden in the castle's paintings, which serve as portals to other worlds where Bowser's minions keep watch over the stars. Alright. Now I'll just wait, I'll be patient. And we're just gonna walk across this little board. I'll ground pound them. I'll pause because I might want to get those coins for the heck of it. Mario explores the castle and enters these worlds, gaining access to more rooms as he recovers more stars. I'll just collect these. You probably could do like the 100 coin star whenever you feel like, I think, on this course. Mario unlocks 3 doors to different floors of the castle with keys obtained by defeating Bowser in hidden worlds. Yeah, I'm gonna pause because if you don't pause, they'll flip you over. Those boards will. Okay, so after getting at least 70 of the 120 stars, Mario breaks the curse of the hidden, or the endless stairs that block the entrance to Bowser's final hiding place. After Mario defeats Bowser in the final battle and Bowser escapes, swearing revenge, he obtains a special power star which gives him the wing cap, and he flies back to the castle's courtyard. I thought you get like the wing cap from the palace. It doesn't. Well, I mean, yeah, you get the wing cap in like the final cutscene, but. Alright, so this guy is saying, "It makes me so mad. We build your houses, your castles, we pave your roads, and still you walk all over us. Do you ever say thank you? No. Well, you're not going to wipe your feet on me. I think I'll crush you just for fun. If you have a problem with that, just try to pound me, wimp. Ha." Alright, so Peach is released from the stained glass window above the castle's entrance, and she rewards Mario by kissing him on the nose and baking the cake that she had promised him. So yeah, if you're doing this challenge, you basically, if you haven't played the game before, you're pretty much getting spoiled, like by reading this, like the Wikipedia page. Okay, so once Mario earns all 120 stars, he is able to access the roof of the castle via a cannon on the castle grounds where Yoshi awaits him. Okay, so we can't even pause right now. Okay, so Yoshi congratulates Mario on securing all 120 stars and grants him 100 extra lives in order to continue playing the game. Okay, so this is text box. We're gonna read more text. No, crushed again. I'm just a stepping stone after all. I won't gravel or grovel. Here, you win. Take this with you. Okay. There we go. We got another star. Okay, I failed. We'll read a sentence in return. So now we have the development section. So in the early 1990s, Super Mario creator Shigeru Miyamoto conceived a 3D Mario design while developing the game Star Fox for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Which that's a little redundant from previously. Okay, so Star Fox used the Super FX graphics chip, which added more processing power. Miyamoto considered using the chip to develop a Super Nintendo or Super NES game, Super Mario FX, with gameplay based on an entire world in miniature-like miniature trains. That sounds really weird. Yeah, I've never heard of that before. Let's go. According to engineer Dylan Cuthbert, who worked on Star Fox, Super Mario FX was not a game, but the code name of the Super FX chip. Okay, so we're going to the top of the fortress now. Yeah, by the way, if this is your first time watching that jump where Mario lands, I mean, that's not even a jump, that's just him landing, so that doesn't count. So yeah, I'll go up this way this time. I'll have to do some extra jumps, but that's okay. Okay, yeah, luckily we're in a safe section to stand, but, okay, so Miyamoto reformulated the idea for the Nintendo 64, not for its greater power, but because its controller has more buttons for gameplay. We don't have to jump, we can just be patient. Just wait for the platforms. Okay, so at the January 1993 Consumer Electronics Show, or CES for short, where Star Fox made its debut, Nintendo's booth demonstrated a talking 3D polygon animation of Mario's head. This later inspired the creation of the interactive Mario face in the game's title screen, which was programmed by Giles Goddard. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. No, we're not done yet, Mario. We have a while to go. Alright. Production of Super Mario 64 began on September 7th, 1994 at Nintendo's Entertainment Analysis and Development Division and concluded on May 20th, 1996. Odd. Alright. Gotta read another sentence. Alright. So according to Miyamoto, the development team consisted of around 15 to 20 people. Definitely have to pause there. Alright, so development began with the characters and the camera system. Months were spent selecting a view and layout. I don't know if that just means like the HUD. They're like taking a while to develop. Okay, so the original concept involved the fixed path of an isometric game such as Super Mario RPG, which moved to a free-roaming 3D design with some linear paths, particularly to coerce the player into Bowser's lair, according to Giles Goddard. Oh yeah, okay, so we have two sections now. I'll have to decide. Maybe I'll read like the left section first, but let's continue. So we gotta do another jump. We can just stand. Alright. So there were no jumping actions in 3D we could reference at the time, so we shared in the enjoyment of going through all the trial and error with Mr. Miyamoto and other team members. Yeah, I mean, most of the side sections on the Wikipedia page I probably won't read because they're just like usually names or like just like a date or something. But some of them I'll make an exception for if that has some actual text that's worth reading. So it was arguably tough work, but that feeling was overtaken by the joy of innovating in a new field. Yeah, we'll say it's Kozumi. Yeah, Yoshiaki Kozumi. Okay, I think that's pronounced correctly, but don't quote me on it because I'm not the best at pronouncing some Japanese names. Okay, so we just have to get to the top of the fortress. Alright, now back to the main section. So, Super Mario 64 is one of the first games for which Nintendo produced its illustrations internally instead of by outsourcing. Yeah, we got to pause because the bullet bills will hit us. Okay, so the graphics were made using N-World, a Silicon graphics or like CGI based toolkit. Yep, it was definitely like this is definitely right around the time that CGI became a thing. Yeah, I think the bullet bills might be able to get you there. The development team prioritized Mario's movement, and before levels were created, tested and refined Mario's animations on a simple grid. Okay, so the 3D illustrations were created by oh god. Okay, I'll attempt this after the water's done running through the pipes here. Yeah, God help me. Alright. Shigefumi Haino Haishashi Nogami Hadaki Fuji Tomoaki Kurumi and Yusoki Okano, and the game was animated by co-director Yoshiaki Kozumi and Satoru Takai Waza. Alright. I mean, it seems like it's simple, but I don't want to screw it up. I'm probably doing so anyway. Yeah, and this is to be expected. We're gonna have a lot of Japanese names. Alright, Yoshi Kotabe, illustrator and character designer for the Mario series, made a 3D drawing of Mario from various angles and directed the creation of the character models. Alright, yeah, like the real challenge in this is just reading the Japanese names. That's like the real challenge in this. Okay, in an interview with the Washington Post, Yoshiaki Kozumi recalled that his challenge was animating the 3D models without any precedence. Sorry for the dog noises. Alright, so to assist players with depth perception, the team positioned a flax shadow directly, or is it Foax? I don't know. Foax shadow directly beneath each object, regardless of the area's lighting. Alright. We got a couple more steps to go up. Yoshiaki Koizumi described the feature as an ironclad necessity, which might not be realistic, but it's much easier to play. I could probably just like stop hiding it because you just have to keep jumping. Okay, I'll just let Mario stand. I don't think the bullet bills can get me from right here. Okay, so Miyamoto's guiding design philosophy was to include more details than earlier games by using the Nintendo 64's power to feature all the emotions of the characters. Alright, so he likened the game's style to a 3D interactive cartoon. I don't think we can just walk off. Yeah, we have to jump. We have no choice. Yeah, again, sorry about the dog. That's Obi, I think. That's one of our dogs. Mario was made highly expressive to create the feeling of controlling something that's really alive, which Miyamoto was inspired to do after letting his pet hamster loose in his room. So like Mario in this game is based off of Miyamoto's pet hamster. Wow. Okay, so some details were inspired by the developers' personal lives. For example, the boos are based on assistant director Takashi Tezuka's wife, who, as Miyamoto explained, is very quiet normally, but one day she exploded and maddened by all the time Tezuka spent at work. Okay, so we'll go back into Rom's Fortress again. Okay, so Super Mario 64 was first run on a CGI Onyx emulator, which only emulated the console's application programming interface and not its hardware. Shoot into the wild blue. Okay, so this is like the first base star. There's like 2 of them in this course. So the first test scenario for controls and physics involved Mario interacting with a golden rabbit named Mips after the Nintendo 64's Mips architecture processors. The rabbit was included in the final game as a Power Star holder. Almost just fell because I had looked off screen for a second. You have to jump here. Wait. So Super Mario 64 features more puzzles than earlier Mario games. Okay. This time I hit the right button as compared to like the first star from the previous part. Alright, so hi, I'll prepare the cannon for you. Alright. Let's go in there. So yeah, shooting out of the cannon doesn't count as a jump. That's different. Even though Mario's sort of jumping away, it doesn't count. So I think try to line this up. Alright, yeah, that should be good. Okay. So it was developed simultaneously with The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, but as Ocarina of Time was released more than 2 years later, some puzzles were taken for Super Mario 64. All right. Okay, so the developers tried to include a multiplayer cooperative mode whereby players would control Mario and his brother Luigi in split screen. Yeah, that didn't happen. I mean, there's like mods that have that, but I do not have that in this game, and they never attempt. Well, they sort of have it in Mario 64 DS, but that's like with a local multiplayer, and I think it's only with the Yoshis that you can do that. This box. So yeah, now I'm gonna be doing the 100 coin star. Luckily, you can just like once you get the 100 coin star, then you can continue without exiting the course. So let's dive at this piranha plant. Nevertheless, hardware constraints and the developer's inability to implement the mode satisfactorily led to its removal. Probably just didn't run well, so they didn't implement it. I mean, from like the mods I've played of like the multiplayer modes, like it kind of is like well, I mean they do like split screen. I think it works like fairly well, but I don't know. The music was composed by veteran composer Koji Kondo, who created new interpretations of the familiar melodies from earlier media, as well as new material. All right. So we got 26 coins. Yeah, there should be like a limit to how many coins there are on each level. Probably try to get up there. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get that. Probably gonna slip. Okay, so Yoji Inagaki, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, was responsible for the sound design, tasked with producing hundreds of sound effects. Alright. I feel like you're gonna have to jump multiple times in order to do this. Okay, we'll read 2 sentences. Like, because I'm trying to do that, like pausing in between is not really easy, so. He and Kondo felt that music and sound effects were equally important. And according to Inagaki, like struggling just to read, like, it doesn't seem that difficult to read this, but. Alright, the average Nintendo 64 game had about 500 sound effects, and made comparisons to Ocarina of Time with 1,200 and The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask with 2,000. Jesus, that's... Yeah, I don't know. I guess for a game like that back then, I guess that was a lot. But... Super Mario 64 is one of the first games to feature Charles Martinet as the voice of Mario, and Leslie Swan, then senior editor of Nintendo Power and English localizer for Super Mario 64, as the voice of Princess Peach. Yep. I think there might be some coins up there, but I'm not 100% certain. Okay, so Super Mario 64 was first shown as a playable prototype in November 1995 at Nintendo Space World. It's quick. Get a box. Give me the coins. Okay, so now we have 64 coins. Almost there. You could probably drop down here and get that red coin. Okay, I'll stand there. Okay, so this version was only 50% complete, and only about 2% of texture mapping was finished. We're gonna wait. Alright. Yeah, there's still probably some dog noises up there, but, okay, we'll read this simple. This is a 5-word sentence. It featured 32 courses. That's like the shortest sentence we've read so far. Okay. So Miyamoto had hoped to create more, possibly up to 40, but was ultimately reduced to 15. Yeah, I wish there was like 40 courses. According to Nintendo of America chairman Howard Lincoln, Miyamoto's desire to add more was a major factor in the decision to delay the Nintendo 64 release from Christmas 1995 to summer 1996. Yeah. Nintendo president Hiroshi Yamauchi later said game creators can finish games quickly if they compromise. Alright, so I think probably should like... Yeah, there's a red coin up there, so we gotta get up on top of this thing. But users have sharp eyes. they soon know if the games are compromised. We're reading some simple sentences. Miyamoto asked for 2 more months, and I gave them to him unconditionally. Okay, well, they're gonna dive on this piranha plant. Or not. Alright, we'll try again. Miyamoto asked for, okay, no, we already read that. The game was later shown at E3 1996 with multiple Nintendo 64s set up for people to play. Alright, the kick is not working. It's kind of annoying because like the kick and the dive are like the same button, and you have to kind of like line them up in like different ways in order for it to work in the way you want it to. According to Giles Goddard, the stress of the project caused some programmers to quit or move to different departments. Okay, get this red coin. We're gonna try to dive into this piranha plant. Okay, I guess we kicked and it worked anyway. Yeah, we replenished our health. Advertising and sales section. Peter Main, Nintendo's vice president of marketing at the time, stated Super Mario 64 as the killer app was meant as the killer app for the Nintendo 64. Yeah, I mean, I think it was like the best-selling Nintendo 64 game, so makes sense. The US 20 million marketing campaign included videotapes sent to more than 500,000 Nintendo Power subscribers and advertisements shown on MTV, Fox, and Nickelodeon. Alright, got it. 13 more coins to go, and we'll have the 100 coin star. Alright, yeah, we're just gonna stand here and just let the this little rotating thing do it forward. And now I'm gonna have to do some more jumps, just because I wanted that. Oh, and I lost it anyway. Alright, I'll just let Mario spin. Alright, let's see. Super Mario 64 was officially released in Japan in June 1996, North America in September, and in Europe and Australia in March 1997. Yeah, a lot of this, like the information, it's like kind of like redundant because I guess it was listed in like the first couple paragraphs of the page, but it's usually how it goes. They kind of just remind you. I'm just gonna wait. I don't try to do a minimum amount of sentences. I'm just gonna be patient. Okay. Now getting these coins matters. Alright. Let's see, during its first week of sale, it sold around 200,000 copies. I guess that's like overall. During its first 3 months of sale in North America, it sold more than 2 million copies and grossed $140 million in the United States, becoming the best-selling video game of 1996. I kind of want to go down there. I think if you go to the top of this, it's probably going to be a one-up. Okay. It was also the best-selling game overall from 1995 to 2002. That's cool. So it was still selling even in 2002, which is like 6 years after the game released. Slide down the pole. Okay, we're gonna try to kick our way over here. Nice. Okay, so during its first 3 months of 1997, it was the second best-selling console game at 523,000 units. Well, there we have it, the 100 coin star. By early 2001, it had sold 5.5 million units and 5.9 million by September 2002. Okay, we'll save. You recovered 8 of the power stars. Now you can open the door with the big star, but Bowser is just ahead. Can you hear the princess calling? Unfortunately, I can't. Okay, so we need 2 more red coins and then we should be set. And I think after that I'm probably done because this video is already getting kind of lengthy. So the red coins, I believe, yeah, they're probably on the floating isles up there. Make our way up there. Keep getting tricked, like if there's like a red coin there, but I don't think there is. Just keep falling off of there. I think it's just because of like the Baam buddy. It like looks kind of like red because of, like it's got the same like hue almost. It's just like pink. Yeah, I don't see it now. I'm basically trying to do this in a way where I don't have to read too much. At the 1999 Alina Festival in Kenny's, Super Mario 64 won a gold SL prize for earning revenues above 21 million euros in the European Union in 1998. It had become the second most popular game on the Wii's Virtual Console by June 2007 behind the Super Mario Brothers. Alright. Yeah, you can see the remaining 2 coins right there. By 2015, Super Mario 64 was the 12th most sold Mario game with 11.91 million copies sold. Okay, so just like long jump over here. Okay, yeah, I don't want to get hit. Re-releases. So an enhanced remake, Super Mario 64 DS, was released for the Nintendo DS in 2004. Yep. The camera does not let you move it away from or with its back basically to like the bullet bill like cannon, which is really annoying because you can't see like the islands. Okay, so as with the original, the plot centers on collecting power stars and rescuing Princess Peach from Bowser. In contrast with the original, Yoshi is the starting character, with Mario, Luigi, and Wario as unlockable characters. There we go. I don't think I can get hit here. Hopefully not. Alright. It features improved graphics, slightly altered courses, new areas, power-ups, and enemies, more power stars to collect, touchscreen minigames, and a multiplayer mode. Alright, so we have to go over to this star. Reviews were mostly positive, with critics praising the graphics and add-ons to the original game, but criticizing the controls in multiplayer mode. Yeah, the controls are like usually the downside of that version. Yeah, I see it right there. By September 2021, 11.06 million copies have been sold worldwide. Yeah, apparently they were still making DS games back then. Alright. And I think for the last sentence, I'm gonna, let's see. So a version of Super Mario 64 was used on a tech demo for the Nintendo 64 disk drive, or like the 64DD floppy drive, at the 1996 Nintendo Space World Trade Show. Alright. So yeah, that's gonna be it. This is definitely, it's gonna go on for quite a while. We got 9 power stars right now, which is pretty good. That's like 3 more than what we got like last part, or like last time. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. And we still have quite a ways to go for like the Wikipedia page. Yeah, there's still quite a bit of text to read. My guess or my estimate is you can probably get to about 20 to 25 power stars before you run out of like stuff to read on this Wikipedia page, but we'll see if my estimate is like accurate. So, but with that, I think that's gonna be it for this part of this challenge. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe or like share. It's a pretty simple concept, but I mean, I enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed it. So, okay, with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.